What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Ethereum today. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. I think a lot of people were too bullish yesterday, man. I was watching X.com, and just too many people. Like these guys that have been in the space just as long as me, if not even longer than me, with much larger accounts. They're getting way too hyped on what happened yesterday, man. We're setting ourselves up for failure here. We are about to go lower. We're not in a bear market. We're still in the bull market. I'm not one of those guys, but I'm definitely not excited over a 5% pump on Bitcoin, right? That's not that big of a deal. I'm not excited for a lower high on Bitcoin or Ethereum, right? As nice as it is, you can tell people are bored. Why? Because people were celebrating and popping champagne bottles yesterday. Everybody was posting the bull market's back. We're going up. The low is in. On a 6.5% move for Ethereum, on a 5% move for Bitcoin. Are you kidding me? You guys are too bored, man. You're way too bored, right? If this excites you, like this was more exciting than this is, and that still didn't do anything. You know what I mean? Like we're in no position to celebrate yet, guys. We haven't done anything but validate that this move is done. We have lower to go. That's my expectation. We take the bear market lows to the current highs highs of the bull cycle here. Not this high, but the real high. Right? This was a fake out high. So I'm going to measure from this because it's the low to the high of this move overall. We're very close to the golden ratio. And oftentimes you don't find support at the 0.5, but if you find significance here, you do get significant moves. However, I don't know about you guys, but this doesn't seem too significant as of now. I mean, we got 3 days, 9 hours left in the week. Who knows? We can go higher. I would love it if we did. I would love it if we did, man. I would love to be wrong. But likely we will drop down to about $1,600, $1,400, somewhere in that area. 1,582 specifically is the target zone that we have in mind, and even just below there. If we look at the weekly RSI, it sucks. It looks like it wants to go lower. You're picking up volume as you're coming to the downside. You're having a green week here, and it's nothing in comparison to that. So it's just literally the opposite of what you want to see. And then on top of all that, you have people celebrating at the lows, right? That's not what you want to see. No. You want people to at the low say we're going lower. You want people when we pump to say, okay, but it's just a lower high, we're going lower. You want the masses to think, okay, but we're still going lower, right? The whole way up. When the masses are all thinking, oh, this is it, we're going, they're chomping at the bit for a low, that's just desperation. And when the herd is desperate, it's because they're about to be slaughtered. And they know it. There's a part of them, there's a part of you out there that know what's about to happen. It might not seem so obvious now, but once it happens, you're like, I knew it. I knew we were being led to the slaughterhouse all along. It makes the utmost sense that Ethereum is going to go nowhere else but to the golden ratio, okay? Somewhere between $1,600 and $1,400 is where we're going to go. Watch it go to $1,420, something like that, just for comical relief. If we're looking at this on a daily aspect, you are getting oversold. You're not getting overbought. You are continuously finding resistance in this downtrend on your daily time frame. And maybe you've broken out of it to some degree, but tomato, whatever, man, you're still getting lower highs, lower lows. It's not a good look. And you likely do get back into that oversold zone, which will likely promote a lower low than this. If we take a low from here to a high and we measure off the extensions here, you can see that your 1,618 golden ratio ties up perfectly with your golden ratio, your 618 here. The 1,618 and the 618 are lined up perfectly. From an extension point, from a retracement point, there's no denying that there's a juicy looking area of support right there at about $1,583, okay? Quite literally right at that number. If we were to take this as well, let's just see from a low to a high, what would this tell us? Well, we haven't even hit, or we have hit the 1,272. 1,583 is just below the 1,414 here, and it's very common to go just below the 1,414, not stop at it. Prior areas of support also would dictate or allow for us to find support here. It makes sense that we'd find support there. And then again, the golden ratio here, the 1,618, is right at the base of this golden zone here from a high to or low to a high, right here at the base of this at the 6.9 there. So this whole area, 1,600 to 1,400, it's basically Thanos. It's inevitable. It's going to happen, man. We're at 1974 now. All we did yesterday, make no mistake, you guys, was back test prior areas of support for resistance. What area did we back test for resistance? 2K, psychological level. You found resistance at 2K. Imagine Ethereum didn't exist in this kind of aspect. Imagine we're all the way back here. And for the very first time, all the way back. Where we go? All the way back. Let's keep going. Let's see. All the way back here. For the very first time in your life, Ethereum, is that the very first time in your life? I don't even know if that is. If that is. Let's see. That you found 2K? Yes, it is. Okay. Very first time in your life you found 2K. Are you going to expect to break through it, or do you think that you're going to probably find resistance at it? Well, you found resistance at it. It's a nice psychological effect. And where did you go down to? Where did you close at? You closed right at $1,400, right down there, right? I'm not saying this is the first time. I'm not saying it has to perform exactly this way, but I'm just saying if you think about it from a logical standpoint, it would make sense that we find resistance here, right? We're only back testing prior areas of support for resistance. We're probably not going higher from here. I would love to be wrong. So let's talk about that. What would it take for me to be wrong? Well, from a high to a low, from a low to a high. Let's get our fibs back on here. I would think at least, yes, at least what I would need to see is that the price goes up to about $2,854, right? Until then, any movement up is just noise, right? And really, I would start to get excited. I'll take it a step further. I'll even be nicer than that. If you can get above $2,300, $2,300, if you can close above there on any given week, any multi-day period, this really does start to look like the low. But it's valid. I don't care if you're the most bullish bull, the most bearish bear. It's completely validated once we get above about 2,850. 2,850, or even right here at the golden ratio at about $3,000. You get above those areas on a daily closing basis, multi-daily closing basis, or a weekly closing basis. There's no way in hell that we're going lower than this low. Okay, but I don't think we're going to do that. You want to get excited first and foremost. Get above 2,300. If you can't even do that, lower we go. Even if you do get above 2,300, you still have that final boss at about 3K, 2,850, something like that. And if you can get above there, then I'm wrong. And I would love to be wrong, because a good, healthy Ethereum is good for the rest of the crypto markets as well. And that's kind of what we're waiting on, is Ethereum to show up. But with Ethereum going down, Solana going down, XRP being boring, the top dogs aren't really performing as well as they normally do. The rest of the market is just in this kind of limbo of bearishness where we're not looking to find any relief soon. If Ethereum is going to drop down to its golden ratio, and I think that it will, that promotes about a 20% drop from here. I can only imagine if Ethereum drops 20%, what the rest of the market's going to do, right? The average altcoin in this time, let's just see from a low to a high, what has Ethereum done? From a, 57%. The average altcoin, I think, has actually dropped just as much as that, right? Let's look at this real quick. Others here. From a high back in December to the lows that we've had so far, that's a 55. That's crazy, man. Ethereum's actually dropping more than the average altcoin in the top 125. That is crazy. Something's wrong with Ethereum, guys. It's sick. It needs to go lower. So that's kind of encouraging to me, right? If Ethereum drops, if we're implying that Ethereum can drop about 20% from here or more, maybe that implies that the average altcoin doesn't drop 20%. Maybe they don't even drop 28% at the most, right? Ethereum might drop more than the average altcoin, but we'll see how it goes. I don't think I have anything else that I want to say. I've been on here long enough, so hit the like button, subscribe if you guys want to see more content like this. Prepare yourselves. We are on the final onslaught to the downside. It's coming. It's coming over the weeks to come, and we probably, at this rate, will find that low in April. We were hoping to find it this month of March, hoping to find it a lot sooner, but everybody got too excited about this pump. A lot of people decided to start buying here because, I mean, relatively speaking, it's good prices to buy for the bull market. But holding up the price here, not allowing it to go to those lows, all it's doing is putting off the inevitable dump, which is to come. And I don't know about you guys, but I just want this to be done with already, right? We're literally at how many months now? Since December, December, like the end of December here. If we just made this drop in like a very short amount of time, if we just did it there and got it over with, we would have had months to grow and recover from there, right? If we just got this dump done with last week instead of this week or 3 weeks from now, we'd be recovering already, right? So the faster we get this done, the better. Don't be scared of a fast drop. We hope a fast drop happens. That's what we're hoping for, okay? That would be ideal. What we don't want is this slow bleeding stuff. And to be fair, this is not that slow for Ethereum, but for a lot of coins, it is kind of this slow bleed down. So I've got nothing else for you guys. I'm done for real. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'm a master ventriloquist. You can't even see my mouth moving. I'm that good. All right, bye-bye.